When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek Wi Talk. When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk.
Good night, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of the Mek Wi Talk program right here on the Mek Wi Talk Jeffrey Tavares Current Affair program. This evening we're going to have with us Jeanette Calder, the director of JAMP. She will be coming on to speak to us some more on what is going on. It won't be a long interview tonight, but we have her on, and then at 8 o'clock, we're supposed to have Sir Robert Francis Smith. We're also going to have Wilfred Radigan, talk show host and political commentator. Miss Marie Edwards will be coming on. We have with us waiting in the waiting room my good friend, a lady who I have respected from the day I have met her at, when she come on my program at Roots FM. I have the utmost respect for her. A Jamaican who continue to fight for the poor people of our country. A Jamaican who continue to look up and speak out for poor people of Jamaica. Without further ado, let's welcome Miss Jeanette Calder from JAMP. Miss Calder, welcome to the program.
Hi, good to be with you. Thank you very much for inviting me, Jeffrey, and it is a privilege to be able to share the evening with yourself and your listeners. Blessings.
Before we go any further in the conversation, Miss Calder, I see where the Gleaner is saying that you're retracting the word $3 trillion unaccountable for to something else. And a lot of people are saying, why is Miss Calder doing that? Why did you retract that, Miss Calder?
Well, it's a fair statement to say that we have retracted, and I think the words we have used is amended, but that's semantics. It wasn't an easy decision by any means, Jeffrey. But our release has actually shared the reason for doing it. And we had made it very clear in what was a short release that we have noticed over the, I guess, almost 3 weeks since the 5th of December when we had our media roundtable and we shared the information with the media, who in turn shared it with the public, that the focus of the discussion has not really been on what is important, we believe, to the nation and our development. It has been on the question of JAMP and JAMP's use of this word. Now, to us, if after 2 weeks of wanting to talk about a very serious and a very important thing like how the money and the taxes in this country are being managed and stewarded, and if after 2 weeks going into 3, the debate is still about what does this word unaccounted for mean, then we didn't see how it was benefiting the country to have this distraction. And it was a distraction because where the conversation should have been is on the question of how is the government and how is the Parliament of Jamaica going to lay out a plan of action, 1, to fix it, We wanted to know, we wanted to get a credible answer. We think the country needed to understand how for 10 years, going 11, this could have happened. And the third thing we wanted to be discussing, and we hope that the people of Jamaica would have been discussing, is who are we going to hold to account? None of those three things, Jeffrey, were happening in the 2 weeks. And so we had to take a mature look at it and say, look, the fact of the matter is unaccounted for was not an incorrect word, but it was causing confusion. And so there is no harm in simply saying, if it is going to be confusing and if the public is going to be distracted, then let us use words that everybody can agree on so that we can move forward to the more important thing. So what did we change it to? 3 trillion
Outstanding.
of accounts are outstanding. Now, some Jamaicans say, Lord have mercy, Jeanette, not the same thing that. And our answer would be yes. But the important thing is we wanted to move on, Jeffrey, and I'm sure you would agree, to the more important thing, which is how we're going to fix this, who we're going to hold to account, and how will we ensure that this does not happen in government again. So we are hoping that's what we will move on to now that we have sent out this release. Let me just quickly tell your listeners that despite what has been said, there is nothing in this release that says that we are apologizing or that we believe we erred. We are simply saying we are willing to change the word if it means that we can all agree with the word outstanding and we can move on to big people things, which is really talk about how we're going to fix this. Yeah.
My thing though, Miss Calder, is this. You can come out and explain to the Jamaican people. You have you went out and you said, okay, this is that is this. How much $1 billion is unaccountable for in that outstanding rather. Let me use the word outstanding.
Yeah.
In the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Social Security, the Ministry of Health. So if that, because based on what we're hearing, and I heard the information minister said that no money is unaccountable for. Then if that is the case, Ms. Calder, don't you think that they should come out also and show the Jamaican people the exact thing that you have showed us and say to us, okay, that has not gone into the Auditor General report, and the Auditor General yet. This is outstanding. So what we're going to do, that has gone in, that has not gone in, that has gone in. Bring it to us then.
Well, that is what I had hoped for, and I have to admit that I don't agree with the Minister of Finance in saying that the monies have been accounted for. JAMP has said in the past, and we are going to continue to hold our position, that different people in government have different roles. The role of the Ministry of Finance is an extremely important one as it relates to budgeting, where the money going to go, as it relates to getting the money, as it relates to monitoring. The Auditor General's department plays another very important role. They're equally important in how them take care of taxpayers' money, but the roles are not the same. The simple point I've been trying to make is this. The Ministry of Finance is not the entity in the government who ultimately decides whether or not government has spent our money properly. That is the responsibility that the Constitution of Jamaica and a special legislation called the Financial Administration and Audit Act, those two together empowers the Auditor General of Jamaica, authorizes the Auditor General of Jamaica to now get reports from government, and that is the institution that check things and can come back to the Ministry of Finance itself and the Parliament and the people, and that is the institution, Jeffrey, that will say all is in order, all is well, and that is what the word "to account for" means. People of Jamaica who are listening, open up your phones, put it in Google. Please let us not just debate this amongst ourselves. Words have meaning. And when I looked up the word "to account for," it simply means, Jeffrey, to explain what has happened. Yeah?
Exactly.
So she is the only person who can actually come back to the Ministry of Finance, back to the Parliament, back to the people and say, I have checked all the reports. I am satisfied that all is accounted for. I'm satisfied that all was spent based on what the budget say. Jamaica, everything copacetic. Now, she cannot say that unless she has been given the reports, and she has not been given those reports.
Mm.
That is why, Jeffrey, we say we cannot explain what has happened. We cannot say the money gone. And I want to make this point very clear to every Jamaican listening. We have been saying it from the first day we talked about this. I have said it in every interview. It is very easy to prove that the $1 trillion is not missing. All ain't not gone. Because of what? For the last 10, 11 years, the Ministry of Health has been providing services. Doctors are get paid, nurses are get paid, education, lighter pay. Schools been taken care of, teachers are get paid, maybe not enough, but they're getting it. So to say that the 3 trillion is missing is crazy, because we can see that for the last 10 years, if the people them then they get paid, Jeffrey would have didn't know about it, don't it?
Indeed.
There's no way the 3 trillion is missing. The point is we are still to be concerned, because, Jeff, when you are handling $3 trillion, it's very easy for some of that to be mismanaged and somebody don't catch it. Talk it truth.
True.
So it is not for me and you to guess and spell. That's not how you run your business, and that's not how a country is run. That is why we have the Auditor General, who is a professional that goes in, checks everything. I want to give your listeners one quick example. It's not just the books and the finances and the dollars and cents the Auditor General look upon and check. If the government buys equipment, if they buy desks for school, if they buy computers for teachers, Auditor General goes in, Jeffrey, and she count them, right?
Yes.
She's going to open a logbook, and the logbook supposed to say if taxpayers' money bought 100 computers, the logbook supposed to say who get it, and she going to look to see if it is there. If it not did it, she's going to report it back to the Ministry of Finance and to the Parliament and to the people. And I am telling you, Jeffrey, that things go missing out of from government all the time. These things sometimes come in and then are recorded. The Auditor General will look out for it. She's the one that have to go in and say, have these things taken up legs and walked? So I'm sharing that the whole question of, yes, let's say computers were bought with the money. She's going to say, yes, then buy. But we don't see them. So we need to find out where them gone.
Where
You
is the
understand?
pressure?
We're just breaking it down so the people understand. Because when I say the Auditor General's department protects our assets, protects our future, it is true. If somebody not looking out for your money, Jeffrey, and then it look at me. Sometimes me forget to check my credit card all the while. 1 month, 2 month, 3 month pass. When I go back and look, Mr. said there was a double payment. Me can call the bank. Me have to check back my money and make sure say things all right. That's what the Auditor General does for us. Check we account and make sure everything all right. Cause mistake make as well. So if for 10 years she has not been able to check these things, I am saying to the people of Jamaica, things genuinely do go wrong. And sometimes people make sure things go wrong. And it's only she can tell us. And if in 10 years she has not been able to look at these things, it is a troubling thing and it is a concerning thing. And we should now begin to talk to the government about what is their plan to fix it.
But what I don't understand, Miss Calder, is this. In any organization that you're running, any business at all that you're running, if I'm buying a company from you, don't I have an auditor to come in and check everything to see if it's going to be profitable for me to buy that company?
Well, no, the auditor will never play that role. An auditor is always going to come on the back end after you have made a decision to check. The auditor doesn't come on the front end.
Okay.
Always on the back end. She's always checking after the fact to make sure things went well. Now, I'm glad you raised this, Jeffrey, because some people would say, but Miss Calder, if we go have somebody waiting till the back end, then when things go wrong, too late. Not really. It's not that there is nobody checking while we go. And this is where I agree with the Minister of Finance. The Minister of Finance told us 2 weeks ago at a cabinet, the cabinet meet every Monday. And I think by a Wednesday, they have a meeting with the press to tell the people what they discussed and what decisions they have made on our behalf. The Minister of Finance dealt with the situation, and she did say to the country, it's not as if we're not getting any reports. There is something called accounting, and there's something called auditing. Accounting is what is going on now in government as we speak. I have to do that at JAMP. Right now, every month I have to give my board a report on how much money I'm spending, Jeffrey. And who is preparing that for me? My accountant. So every time I spend something, I give my accountant the receipt and then write it down. At the end of the month, they tell me how much money I spend on light, on water, on salary, and they look in my account and them say, yes, Jeanette, everything copacetic. I give that report to the board. No. Guess what? Jeffrey? Accountants can make mistake. Yeah?
True. We're all human beings.
Also, accountants can steal from you. Allow me to tell.
True, they can.
Not only can they do. If you want somebody to steal from you, you want to find an accountant. I don't know if the folks listening heard the story that Steve Harvey, the comedian.
Yes.
Steve Harvey has told a story how he went bankrupt in life once. And that the IRS is the tax authority in America. Or one day the IRS just come down on him. And may I tell you the truth, American tax authorities don't joke.
Yes, they don't.
What was happening to Steve Harvey is that his accountant was stealing from him. He's writing his checks to pay his taxes, and his accountant was finding a way, Jeffrey, to keep the money. So Steve Harvey lost all of his money because he was only relying on his accountant. He did not have an auditor. An auditor is the one that comes in afterwards and check to make sure, say, your accountant has reported correctly what has been happening for the month. So that's the difference, Jeffrey. One of them is doing it day-to-day management, recording what we spend in government, but somebody have to come now and check and make sure so everything copacetic. That is the auditor. Where the Ministry of Finance is more dealing with the accounting on a day-to-day basis, getting those reports, but the Auditor General is the one that comes in and check and say to the people of Jamaica, yes, there's a problem. Something I forgot to be investigated by the Integrity Commission because this not look right, or everything is okay and well. Sometimes, let me finish this point by saying this. Sometimes, Jeffrey, the ministries will send over reports to the Auditor General, and she send back every one of them the same way, so, and said this not even in a condition for me for audit. So the fact that you even get a report don't mean that the report done and it's okay. Yeah. She will even send it back and say, start it all over again, boss man. I can't use this. I can't. This is a joke.
Yes.
Right? It's not even enough to say that, well, I have submitted a report to the Auditor General. She's going to review it and decide whether or not it's up to scratch. She's going to either send it back, or she's going to say everything is okay, or she's going to say fix this, or she's going to say to the Parliament, we have to investigate this matter a little further, because laws have been broken and this don't look good. You follow me, Jeff?
Yes. I have with us, joining us now, our good friend, Mr. Wilfred Ratigan. So, Ratigan, you there with us? Not hearing you at all, Will.
Yes. You call me outdoor. GC, big up yourself, one of my heroines in Jamaica.
Good to hear your voice on the other side, man. Good to hear your voice on the other side.
Yeah.
You have a question for me? Go ahead, Mr. Ratigan. As Ms. Calder don't have a lot of time with us, so obviously you may have a question for her. Go ahead, sir.
Sure. JC, here's a question I wanted to ask. There has been a lot of talk about whether the money is missing or the money is unaccounted for.
Yeah.
And then I can add a few. I can add whether the money is stolen, whether there's fraud, whether there's mismanagement, whether there's waste, whether there's misappropriation.
Correct.
To me, it's all a matter of semantics, all those words, because at the end of the day, I go back to a term that you used, and I love it, and I will continue to use it, and that is value for money.
Right.
You just want to know, regardless of how you want classify it,
Yeah.
did we get value for money?
Correct.
And I think that's where my focus is right now. And
Right.
as I go through the not the accounting, but as I go through the the thing that Jam put out, the report,
Yes.
as I go through,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
as I go through Jam's report,
I saw.
I see a lot of things where some of them you can say, well, it's accounted for, or it's unaccounted. Some of them you clearly can say, but some of this money are missing. Some of it you
Right.
can say is waste. Some of it
Right.
is misappropriation. Some of it might be fraud. So I think what happened is that when I look at the report, I see a potpourri of various
Right.
classifications as to
Right.
where the money is, where the money went. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I am focused on is, did the Jamaican people get value for money? That is what I'm mostly interested in. So
Correct.
I don't get caught up with the like a lot of people. I said, no, I thief them thief it. Some people say no, it mismanaged. Some people say no, it's unaccounted for. Some say it's missing. Some
Yeah.
say it's waste. Some,
Yeah.
it's fine. We can debate that. But to me, those are to some degree,
Yeah.
greater or lesser. It's
Yeah.
like distinction. It's like a distinction without a difference, because at
But
the
but
end of
Will, I agree with you, and where I will add to what you have said, the truth really is all of those things that you listed are possible. The truth also is the only person who can tell us whether it's fraud, stolen, missing, misappropriation, or that we have gotten value. Because let's remember, over the course of 10 years, you will have one project, that maybe the Ministry of Labor and Social Security did, and we got value from that one. And the Auditor General will say, look, this was a good project. The social protection project here, give this ministry A plus, all is well. But in the same ministry, she will pivot in her report to another project and say, no, we have a serious problem here and it's going to need further investigation. So it's not like we can say the ministry gave us value. She has to look at the different programs, the different projects. Some went well, some didn't go well. We want to do it better next year. But nobody, it's foolish for us to be debating, is it fraud? Is it misappropriation? Is it all of this? Because the truth is, Wilfred, the only person in government authorized, the only person who will get those reports and can tell us which it is the Auditor General's department. What has JAMP been saying? That she has not gotten them. And that is why nobody can really say what the situation is. So it is pointless to point the fingers at the government and accuse them of anything, because we do not know. But that is the problem. That is all we're trying to say to the people of Jamaica. Now, all I'm going to say is, all the Jamaicans listening to us tonight, picture that this was your business. Whether you're selling patty, yeah, and you only have 5 people employed, or you have 500. Picture this as your little shop or your big, massive business. And you put a manager in charge. And for the last 10 years, you cannot get any reports to tell you how much is your profit, whether things are going well. And let's face it, it's the future of your children you're looking at, because this money that you're putting into this business is for your family. You're not getting any report, but you're getting some signs that things are not well, maybe. Maybe you get a letter from the tax office complaining about a delay in your taxes. Maybe the company's office writing you. So you're there talking to the manager and say, what is going on? I need these reports. Now, which Jamaican listening to me would say to me, Miss Calder, I'm not worried about that, man. I know nothing that. I know no big thing that, man. Me sure say everything okay. Not one of us would treat our own businesses like that, Will. So I've been watching this whole debate for 2 weeks in amazement, because when it is government money, as we call it, but it's our money, public money, we're not as careful with it. We're not as respectful of it. And the reason for that is politics. That's it. It's the politics why we cannot see why this thing that we have been discussing here is such a dangerous thing that we don't have these reports, and such a troubling thing. If it were our own business, Jeffrey, everybody would know what needs to be done. And that bothers me. And I'm trying to tell the Jamaican people to step up and see this as your business, because it is.
Let me just add a piece of that, the JC. Let me just say that I'm looking at one expenditure. I'm looking at several right now, but there's one that jumps out at me.
Yeah.
And you were saying that that the only person who can come and tell us that how to classify these funds would be the Auditor General, right? Because she's the one who's doing the audits.
And I'm sure it is her report that you're going to be quoting, right?
Right.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Now here's one that's befuddling to me, and maybe you can deconfuse me because I'm confused.
Sure.
There's one here, well, two actually. I give you two examples. There's one where payments were made as salaries to people who were no longer employed by that particular ministry or agency, right?
Right.
Them gone, and yet still we have checks are cut to them. So for me, that's a huge problem, because no matter how you slice it,
right,
that money gone. And what we need to do is investigate to see who cashed that check, and then try and get it back. But that money is to me, that's not even one of an auditing. That's more of an investigation type of thing. No, because we know that the checks were cut to a particular person. And so what we need to do is investigate to say, okay, go to the bank and say who signed the check, where the money went, whose account it went into, and go from there. The second one is the one, and it's egregious. It's the one with Grace McLean and that agency. No, the Auditor General already looked into that, and then remember they talk about surcharge action to get the money back. And because the government waited so long, the statute of limitation expired. So for me, we know where that money went. And what we do know is that it's not coming back through a surcharge action, because the court has thrown that out. So explain those two for me in terms of the overall structure of what the Auditor General is going to find, or what she's going to say, because I think it's pretty clear about those two cases.
Well, I'm grateful for the examples, Will, because what you are sharing there are the examples for what I was saying. For what I mean by that is, you are looking at the Auditor General's report and you are giving us examples of audits that she has done and the conclusions that she has come to, and the information that she has passed on to the Parliament of Jamaica. And yes, the first one relates to the Ministry of Education, and the Auditor General has almost every year since 2011 has told the Parliament of Jamaica through her reports that the Early Childhood Commission has a situation where almost every year persons have been paid who have already stopped working for the Early Childhood Commission. And as I've said, one can understand you make a mistake the first year, maybe you make it the second year, but it is inexplicable that this continues to happen. Now, the Auditor General of Jamaica, in the law, again, the Constitution of Jamaica and the Financial Administration and Audit Act, she has no powers to penalize a public official. She has no powers to sanction them. In other words, she can't hold them to account. Her job is to tell who? The Parliament of Jamaica. So the report goes to our MPs. So, Will?
Hold on, Ms. Calder. Ms. Calder, hold a minute for me, please.
Yeah.
On that point. But how can the Parliament investigate the Parliament?
The Parliament investigating the Parliament. The Early Childhood Commission example that Will just spoke about, that's not the Parliament that needs to be investigated. That would be the Early Childhood Commission that needs to be investigated. But the principle is that the elected representatives, the people we vote in and employed to go and sit in the Parliament, they make up the budget. So any report about the budget must go back to them. That makes sense, don't it?
Yes.
Now, when the report goes back to them, they have a responsibility to call in the Early Childhood Commission people. I'm sure your listeners have heard about the Public Accounts Committee.
Of Parliament,
PAC.
yes.
You turn on the news all the time and you hear about PAC, and it's usually something what we call scandal, what the PAC talking about. That's the Public Accounts Committee. Listen to them words, the Jamaica. You hear that A word again? It is the committee that looks out for the accounts of the public, our accounting records, and hold public servants to account. That same word that we've been using that people say they don't understand. The Public Accounts Committee is there to make sure things are accounted for. And if they are not, they call in the people, the public officials who the report is about. So they are supposed to, I want Jamaica understand what is supposed to happen based on what Wilfred says rightly is in the AG's report. So the AG sends a report to the parliament, and any Jamaican can get that report once it goes to the parliament. It's really your report, Remember, your parliamentarians are there to represent you. It's really yours. So you can get a copy of that come January morning when it table. Now, they must call in the public officials, our MPs, and ask them the questions. Ask the finance director, why did you pay this if the people are not in the system? After they listen carefully to the public officials, if the Public Accounts Committee members feel, say, boy, something, I listen to what the PS say, I listen to what the finance director said, but boy, if this happens so many times, this need a police investigation. They can decide that the next step is a fulsome and proper investigation by another arm of the government. Whether it's the Integrity Commission, if they think it is corruption. What if they think it is fraud? You call in the fraud squad. What if you think it is corruption? You can also call in MOCA. But the idea is that after the parliament has gotten the report, they are to call in the public officials, listen to what them have to say, see if it sounds reasonable or not. And if it is not reasonable, it is their job to make sure that those persons are held to account. So it means a deeper investigation has to be done. Who must go to prison, go prison. Who must go jail. Who must get back them job, and we apologize to them and we move on. That is what is supposed to happen. But as Will has just said a while ago, there is this thing called surcharge in government where even before the matter go to court, you don't have to wait. The Ministry of Finance and the Auditor General can look at it and say, this finance director kept on cutting these checks even after the people them leave early childhood, and him do it again and him do it again. So you know what? I'm going to have to pay back the people of Jamaica. That's what a surcharge is. If you cause the people of Jamaica to lose them taxes, you have to pay it back. And what Will is saying from the documentation that we shared with the media and we shared with, members of the media, and we sent it to Wilfred. Anybody who wants it can get
I have
it.
it here too.
Thank you. I'm glad you got it, Jeff. What we're saying is, in many cases, sometimes the 3-year limit passes. And if you make 3 years pass between when the person did make the public lose their money, if you make 3 years pass and you don't start to take back the money from them, you can't take it back again. My position is 3 years is too short. Government need to lengthen that because, too many people like, Mrs. McLean was supposed to pay back $124 million. But 3 years passed before them start to initiate the process. And so the law said, we can't take it again. We can't take it back. So we just lose that money. So. Now, I just wanted to make the point that there are some people who accuse JAMP of, why you bringing the politician in this for? Why you not talk? Look how much people in our government. And I am saying, folks, let's calm down, take it easy. Don't be too upset with us, right? It is the job of the parliament. You notice me never say the JLP, I never say PNP, I say the parliament. Both members of either party have a responsibility to fix what Will just talked about as an example. So when JAMP say the parliamentarians need to tell us what they did when they got these reports. I'm not talking to just the JLP. I'm not just talking to the PNP. I'm talking to the parliament, right? And JAMP's position, Jeffrey and Will and everybody listening, is that our members of parliament have let us down. If for over 10 years, They are not getting these reports. And you get a report from the Auditor General say, this year say, you hear say 300 billion. Then next year you hear say a 400 billion it gone to. And then the next year you hear say a 500 till the thing add up. And none of our parliamentarians got up on their feet in the House and said, this cannot continue. This is not a partisan Jamaica. This is not a partisan thing. We are saying that our parliament did us an injustice, and it is true. It started in the government, but our parliamentarians are in place to protect our assets, and none of them really have been doing that job. And we need to call out both sides for this and get Jamaica on the road to development. That's it. That's all that we want, and yet we have had this brouhaha for 2 weeks about, something that it wasn't the most important thing. So we sent out the press release to say, let's just call it outstanding and start to have the kind of real conversations that me, Jeff, and Will having here, not just with the Jamaicans listening, but folks, we have to think about how we can have it with the people we have hired to do this job, and the same people who would double and triple them pay last year to do this job. Fear is fear.
Because what I'm seeing here in early childhood, Mr. Rattigan,
Yeah.
I'll come back in, sir. Uncovered overpayment,
Yeah.
approximately 2.5 million as of March 31st, 2019, moving from approximately 30.4 million at the
Yeah.
end of the financial year 2017 2018 to approximately 32.9 million at the end of 2018 2019.
Right. And if you check 10 years back, you could have seen Jeffrey when it started out, it was just at 4 or 5 million, and it add up now until it reached 32 million. 32 million might not sound like a lot when you're talking about 3 trillion, but which one of us listening now, our communities would not change forever if we got $32 million to come into a community right now to help out a basic school, to help out a medical center. Come on, guys, 32 million of money. And it can change lives. So we want to have a big people conversation, and all I'm saying is that JAMP has not been allowed to engage the people. I mean, I have to bless God, for these shows, for you, Jeff, for you, Will, and the
Yes.
others who have had me on, because we don't get to have these conversations with, what we call traditional media. When I go on an RGR, when I go on a nationwide, when I go, it's 5 and 10 little minutes of whole heap of interruption, So this is quality. We get to break it down for the people. And I really appreciate you guys, because this is the way we have to do it, Invest the time. Sometimes I wish, though, Jeff, that I could engage your listeners some more, because I haven't had a chance to know and to assess if they're really understanding what I'm saying. If they really want to tell me them not agree with me, I want to hear that too. But I really appreciate the opportunity.
What we're gonna do then, Miss Calder, one of these days, because I know you say you can't have enough time.
Yeah, not tonight.
What we need to do is have a forum, either on my program or Rattigan program, where people call in and you answer questions and talk to
I
them.
want that. I want that. I want to hear even more from those who disagree with me than even those who agree. And I bless God for those who agree. I bless God for every Jamaican who heard the release and say, but this don't make no difference, because it's true. Whether it is outstanding or unaccounted for, I really do the same thing. You did not, unaccounted for means, look it up, I'm going to say it again. You did not explain. You did not say what happened. It
Yeah.
does not mean missing, guys. I know some people think that it meant that, but English is English, man, and we can't twist the words because people think it mean that. We're going to blame JAMP and say, boy, JAMP say no. So let us get beyond that and into some big people conversation. Let me just leave you with the 3 things that we want. We want the Jamaicans who are listening to us now, and you think you're voiceless. I want you to sit down there and say, boy, I wish me did have a mic like Rattigan, because I want to tell the people that how me feel. And I wish me did have a mic like Jeff. There are different ways of using your voice. And one way in which democracies have always allowed the people to talk to them parliament is through something called sending a letter. Some people call it a petition. But this is one of the tools of democracy, Jeff. And JAMP has a petition out right now. And we are simply saying to the people of Jamaica, We want 1,200 Jamaicans to be willing to stand up if you understand the importance of what we've been trying to talk about. All you have to do is to sign this petition, and this is what this petition is asking. It is saying to your MP, 10 years and this going on is unacceptable. And this is what we want. We want you to tell us how this happened, because we need to understand it. We want you to tell us what is the government's plan of action to fix this. And we want you to tell us who you're going to hold to account for this. They are your employees, our parliamentarians, and every public official in the government. They work for us. We pay their salaries, right? You can't walk down the corridor and talk to your employees. Unfortunately, I know so it works. But it don't mean you can't talk to them. And a petition is one tool in a democracy that allows the citizen to say how they feel. So I am going to leave the link here with Jeff.
Hold on,
Jeff, I
Miss
don't know.
Calder. Miss
Yeah.
Calder. Give me 1 more minute. I can take one call for you.
Sure, no problem. Yeah,
Just
man.
one call. The number
Yeah,
to call is 954-529-8030.
All right.
That's not. Go ahead.
Go ahead now. There's a number in the ticker at the bottom of the screen. JC, before
Yeah,
we get
man.
that one call, I just wanna I understand everything you're saying. I just want to share something with you. And
Yeah,
that
man.
is you know, I'm just kind of concerned that now the government is saying that they're going to submit reports that are way overdue, that they should have reported. Had it not been for you and the tremendous work you're doing, as well as the work done by the Auditor General, we would have never known about this, and we would have never got to get off their duffs and do what they're legally required to do. No, I'm concerned about these late reports, because some of these reports, I suspect they'll just come in just to justify spending that we're really suspicious about. For example, the COVID spending coming out from the Ministry of Health, right?
Yeah.
Where they said it a long time ago. Well, we never get no receipt because it was a matter of emergency, and we had to put up, and we had to do this, and we had to do that, and all kinds of nonsense. I'm just concerned now that if they didn't see it fit then to come after COVID and say, okay, here are the receipts. We granted that it was an emergency, but the people are still around. Here are the receipts. That now they're gonna come. I'm curious as to what they're going to submit, and I can't wait to see the petitions.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Will, the whole point of the expertise of an auditor is to be able to tell when somebody is delivering on a make-up charge as opposed to a legitimate charge. That is exactly what the expertise of an auditor is. So I am going to trust that that department will be able to tell whether or not, and I'm gonna say this very openly because it's something that is publicly verifiable. Last year in April and May, the Ministry of Health was before that same Public Accounts Committee for that same COVID report you're talking about, Jeffrey. And at the end of the two meetings, the Public Accounts Committee meetings, the Auditor General of Jamaica, though that's not the reason for the meeting, but she reminded the Parliament that there were 9 years worth of these accounts, financial reports outstanding for health. So though we are here to talk about COVID, she said, I'm reminding the Parliament that I haven't gotten these for 10 years.
Wow.
After that, the Ministry of Health sent in about 2 or 3 reports. And what I learned from watching the Parliament is that the Auditor General sent back every one of them. Why, Will? Because I don't like to speculate, but it would appear that sometimes in order to say that you are compliant, you kind of hurry up, and you kind of send in something.
Start to cut Miss Calder. We have a call.
Yeah.
Paul, welcome.
Good night, Mr. Tavares.
Good night. Go ahead.
And to Mr. Ratigan and Miss Calder.
Good night to you, sir.
Till now, it's over 3 months now since the Auditor General made that statement of the $3 trillion an account for. The Minister of Finance now says that that's so. But up till now, no one cannot tell the Jamaican people where that $3 trillion gone.
That
I
is an
love
accurate
Calder.
statement.
Tell
That
us
is
why she refused to use the word "an account for" and use the word "understand." I don't know which word. Kind of thing she uses just to see the money gone can't find.
well, let me put it to you this way. I'm going to give you an example, right? Let us say that I give you $10,000 to go to the market and I ask you to buy a whole heap of things. I have a whole heap of Christmas cake for make. And I want to make it and sell it. So I'm going to give you $10,000 and you go to the market. When you go to the market, I give you a list of the current, the red label wine, the flour, everything that you must buy. When you come back, what are you supposed to give to me? You're supposed to give me my change, don't it?
Mhm.
You're supposed to give me my receipt
Mhm.
from what the supermarket give you, and you must give me all of the things them what you buy. Not true?
Mhm.
Not so it go.
Caller, you still there with us?
Caller is
Hello?
still with us, Jeff?
Me answer for him. Yeah, I said. I
All
said.
right. So I hope he's still listening. So that is what you want. You want the things that I send you to buy. I want my change and I want the receipt. That is how I know everything copacetic. If you come back and you don't give me the receipt, so I don't know how much it costs. Let us say that you give me all of the things that mommy ask you for, and you put some money in my hand, but you don't give me the receipt. The truth is, Will, I don't know how much money this really costs, and I don't know how much money I'm supposed to get back, so I'm not comfortable. Now, does it mean that Will stole any money from me? No. It means that I don't know if he stole the money. The only way I am going to know if Will did steal the money is if me get the receipt. When me get the receipt now, Jeffrey, me looking at my hand pan the change and me say, oh, it look like the things them did really gone up. Because me really when they expect more money than this, but now me have the receipt. Me can say, Will did really give me back the right money. But until then, me kind of went think it's suspicious and me only get back this little bit of money.
Mhm.
No, when Will did not give me the receipts, it don't mean that the money was stolen. It means that until I get the receipt, I cannot tell. So I am saying to the Jamaican people, it don't mean that anybody has stolen from us until the Auditor General get the receipts. In other words, until the ministry say, see what me spend, see the receipts here, we really cannot definitively say what has happened. However, what Will is pointing out is that even over the 10 years, the Auditor General has been finding some things that are not going well in those ministries. So it does suggest that things have not been well, but we cannot know exactly
Yeah.
till we get those receipts. So that's why I'm just saying to everybody the reports are outstanding, the receipts are outstanding. Let us wait until the Auditor General. Let's just be patient, Jamaica. The Auditor General report, this is a very important thing to share, Jeffrey.
Yes.
The Auditor General, as we speak, today what? Today is the 23rd. The law say that our auditor, because she's the government auditor and our auditor, she have to give that report to Parliament on the 31st of December. Remember that, Jamaica, every year. She never ever late. Then that report is going to go where, Jeff? Parliament.
Parliament, yes.
But we have to wait for Parliament for open, and usually it's the second week in January. So Jeffrey, I am fully expecting that you are going to do the work for your listeners, and make sure that when that table comes second week, you open it and look,
Yes.
and let the Auditor General tell us what is the situation now. So we don't have to wait long, Jamaica. I don't want nobody accuse the government or nothing. We have to wait on the person who is responsible to give us the report. Let us all have a look at it, and then let us all talk to our parliament and government about what we see in there. That sound reasonable to you, Jeff?
Yes, indeed.
And allow us to wait. Mhm.
One person in the chat room is asking, Ms. Calder, why did you have to change your statement? We have one more call coming in. Hold on a minute. I have a call coming in.
Okay.
Welcome to Mek Wi Talk. You're live. Go ahead.
Yes, good night. Good night, Jeff, and your panel. How's everyone going? All right, Miss Calder, I have a
Yes,
question for you.
sure.
Um, was it that you were under duress to change the wording, the wording
Yeah,
that was changed.
I'm
That's
glad
a
you
question
asked.
for you. But what I'm observing is
Yeah.
last year, 1.7 trillion was announced and it went la la land. This year it doubled. So next year, should I expect it to be doubled again to 6 trillion?
I'm not sure I
Just
understand
give an
that. Could you?
explanation as to what the expectation is
Yeah.
and my question about changing the wording on the duress. I don't know, but it's a speculation and everyone is concerned
Yes,
why
yes,
the wording
yes.
is changed.
All right, hang up and let
And
me
hang
answer you.
Well, before he hangs up, Jeff, I really didn't understand the second question
Okay, the
because
second question that you
yeah.
asked, can you ask it over again, please?
last year, it wasn't a question, but it's just a concern. 1.7 trillion was announced,
Announced for
and
what?
then
That's the
this
part
it,
I'm
it,
not
it
sure of.
went unnoticed by the
Hold on for me,
government.
caller. Caller, we're trying to
Yes.
understand. You're saying 1.7
Oh, I
trillion.
understand now, Jeff. Jeff, I
Yeah, he's saying
understand.
it's doubled, but it never doubled. They just
I
added.
Right,
can,
and then it went to 3
yeah,
trillion
I,
this year.
I
So should
understand
we
now.
expect 6 trillion next year? Because based on the
Yeah,
trend,
yeah, I
that's where we're
understand.
trending.
Okay.
I understand. I can answer him now. Thank you
Okay.
very much for the question. I appreciate being able to get a few direct ones. Thank you, Jeff. The first question I also appreciate because people have called and said, "Boy, Jeanette, the government are pressure your man," and I'm like, no, I have not received any direct message or through somebody else from the government of Jamaica. Everything that I have heard is what everybody in the public have heard. Whatever you heard the Minister of Finance say is what I have heard. So anything that JAMP has heard and responded to is what everybody in the public has heard. What we said when we started the program, or Jeffrey asked me that question straight up because he knows that that's what people wondering. We changed the wording simply because we felt like it was causing this big debate about what JAMP's word mean. And we thought it was more important that we move from this debate about the meaning of the word to talk about the real important thing, which is how did Jamaica get to the stage where for 10 years we not get them reports, which is how we are going to fix it. And the third important thing is who we're going to hold for account. Those are the important things, Jamaica. But we spent 2 weeks debating JAMP and the meaning of the word. So JAMP said the big thing, mature thing to do is change the word so that we can come off of that and we can agree state outstanding and we start talk about what is important, much more important to the nation. So really and truly, folks, no, not at all. The government didn't put me under any pressure. I was under pressure. I was under pressure. And the pressure I was under is the fact that I know there's something more important to discuss, but we're stuck on this thing about the word. So, easier we just come to a word where everybody agree and I understand what I mean and move on. So that was
But
the
it's
reason for it.
it's the same meaning, Miss Cal. But anyway, before you go,
Jeff, you say, but it is the same meaning. It is the same meaning. JAMP has not JAMP has not said that the word is wrong. JAMP is saying, let us use a word that everybody can agree on. But yes, it is the same meaning. It is the same meaning. It is outstanding mean we do not know exactly what our monies have been
You
used
see,
for and if there's a problem. And guys, me a little bit concerned, say no matter how me explain it, me not so sure me doing a good job of it, but
no,
JAMP,
but JC,
yeah.
one quick question. When you said something a while ago, an investigator jump out at me. You said when him asked the question, you said, "Well, I have not received any direct message from the government or anyone
Right.
to do anything." The question that jumped out to me is, "What about indirect messages? Have you gotten anything indirect at all from anyone
No,
saying,
no,
hey, you okay,
not at all. Not
okay,
at all. I mean, let us be very open and let us be very clear, guys. There are people who support a party and they have said some things, and I see it in social media. Everybody has seen it. But I am well aware of the fact that based on the work that I do, it is hey guys, from 2013, me I do this,
yeah,
And
no,
yesterday me start, So I am very accustomed to both sides of the political party getting upset with me. I remember when I did that protest against Outer Many in 2014. And want to listen to me now, Jamaica, and listen to
I
me
remember
well.
that one.
No, and I'm going to tell you, yes, Jeff, I'm going to tell you the people who are standing, and I can deliver the receipts because I have the photos. The media covered it. Standing with me outside of NHT when I organized that protest in 2014, November, 10 years ago, was the person who is now Senator Albin Hill, was the person who is now MP Floyd Green, was the person who is now Orlando, who is now in government. When I stood out there, Will Rattigan, with all of those persons with me, you know what Jamaica called me? A laborite. That's it. I went on Simon Croskill on CVM at 7 o'clock to talk about the protest. And the first question Simon Croskill asked me, he said, Jeanette, the people them say you're laborite, are true? But the party has changed, the power changed. And now that I'm still doing what I do, which is to defend the people of Jamaica and their assets, because I want better for them, I am now a comrade. It's how the work go, guys. So no, the government of Jamaica hasn't placed me under any duress, but I see the debate and the confusion, guys. And we have to just step up to the plate and say, well, if this is going to stop the people from talking the real talk, make we get beyond the word, make we change the word, but the meaning is the same.
Yes. Somebody in the chat was saying that they put you on a gag order, and I know for a fact that your entity can't put on a gag order by the Prime Minister of this country.
But Jeffrey, let me tell the person in the chat. Am I here talking with Jamaica? Does this sound like somebody who is under gag? I mean, come on, Jamaica, man. Don't be unfair to the government of Jamaica. That is not me you're dissing, you know. You're dissing the government. You're accusing them of things they clearly haven't done because Jeanette is here. And I feel comfortable being out or I wouldn't come. I'm comfortable talking to Will and Jeffrey, and I'm comfortable taking the calls because if I wouldn't be here. There is no gag, guys. So let us be fair to the government. Let me just quickly answer the other question there. I didn't understand it at first, but that caller's memory is very good. At the beginning of the year, remember I told you a while ago that the Auditor General's report is due on the 31st of December? So last year, the Auditor General's report dropped December 31, 2023. And January gone, early this year, the report, second week in January, the report was tabled. And Edmund Campbell of the Gleaner, a very good parliamentary reporter, who is always there to see what's happening in the people's house and come back and tell us, told us that when he looked at the report, there was a 1.7, I think it was 1.7, but it was 1 trillion actually. The headline said $1 trillion crisis. And he was right. But it's not that it has grown. What it is that when JAMP saw that headline, we said as citizens, let us look deeper. Let us not stop at 1 or 2 or 3 ministries. Let us look at all of them. So what we did was to look at all the ministries, and we came up with the ones that were with the most outstanding reports. And when we added it all up, it came to $3.something billion. So it's trillion, sorry. So it's not that it doubled. It was always that figure and more. It's just that reporter only focused on about 3 ministries. JAMP looked at some others and we added them all up. So we got more. Is that clear, Jeff?
Yes.
Okay, good. Any other questions?
So JC,
yes, Will.
It's possible then that the report that's coming out, the end of this year or early next year, January. That when you examine that report, it could go beyond what it's estimated to be right now.
That is correct. It can, but I'm going to be very honest and tell you what my gut feelings are. My gut is that some of those ministries have actually improved, and I'm going to tell you who I think. I mean, it's just my gut. I would be very surprised if I'm wrong. Typically, the Office of the Prime Minister would not have been on this list. Typically, the Parliament would not have been on this list, right? The Ministry of Health has been on it for a long time, the Ministry of Education for a long time, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. Those are the 3 big serial offenders, meaning they might do it for a long time. I am expecting, Will, that the Office of the Prime Minister would catch up and would have submitted them during the course of this year. And I'm expecting that the Parliament of Jamaica and I'm expecting the Ministry of Finance. Those three, I'm willing to bet there's improvement. The question is, would health have improved? Because them just for the last decade, they haven't been doing a thing no matter how anybody talk. So if health has not improved and education hasn't improved, it is still possible because they get the biggest amount of money in the budget. So it is possible that from a numbers standpoint, the amount of money could grow, but the amount of ministries offending could actually be less, if you understand what I say. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. But let us see.
One thing I can tell anybody on this platform before I let Lady Calder go, because I know she has to go now, is that the Jeanette Calder that I get to know, nobody in government can put a gag on her mouth. No one. The PNP, nor the JLP, neither Andrew, bro, God, mighty wholeness. Cannot put a gag on this lady's mouth. Mr. Rafi, you have anything to say before Ms. Calder go? Unmute him, Rafi.
Yeah. No, just want to thank JC for making herself available.
I'm happy to. I'm happy to, Will. I'm happy.
Because people, no matter, and I understand what she's saying, that when she stood out there, the ultimate thing with the people from the JLP, that people branded her as a laborite, and then when she says something else, that she's not supporting her party, she's reporting facts that people say she comrade. I understand that because I get that often too. So you know, but one thing, regardless how you feel about Miss Calder, about what you think she might have said or what she said and what she's saying or whatever, the one thing that we have to do, people, is that the reason why we're here having this discussion is because of Jeanette Calder. She was the one who had the press conference. She was the one who put out the report that we can all know goes through with a fine-tooth comb and make whatever arguments we want to make out of.
Right.
And so I just want you to keep that in mind. Never, ever forget it, that we would have never been in this place right now had it not been for Jeanette Calder. And for that, Miss Calder, I thank you enormously.
You are most welcome. It is a privilege, and I love what I do. I really believe that citizens getting involved in the business of the nation is really what is going to make a difference in Jamaica. And so I'm doing what I think needs to be done with the belief, Will, that others will come alongside and say, boy, me think that lady they're right, we are stay up on the sidelines and I feel with business and we are ignore it. So I'm just living what I believe to be what Jamaica needs at this time. I'm just saying to everybody here that I'm looking forward to 2025 because with all of my heart, despite the fact that the last 2 weeks have not been easy because there have been some very unpleasant things said. Some of them are outright not true. It's not easy, folks, to hear people knowing better and not saying better, knowing the truth but choosing to tell a lie. But you are worth it, and this country is worth it. No, so I'm making a promise to everybody here. Will, to you, to every Jamaican listening to Jeffrey, let us just continue to press through. We not say all the time, say 9-day wonder the problem. Don't we say that? We cuss ourselves and say, so we are going to demonstrate to the listeners here that we are serious about Project Jamaica. When we get the report from the Auditor General, it's our report. It's the people's report. We are going to come back and we're going to share what we find. And we want to have the people them call in and talk to us and tell us how they feel. Until then, I want to share the petition and say to the people of Jamaica, if you simply agree that getting these reports, regardless of your colors, it no matter, that Jamaica should have these reports, sign the petition, say to the parliament, it is important that you get the government to give you these reports. I'm going to leave the link with Jeffrey, and Jeffrey will find a way to tell you how you can support. Not JAMP. I'm not asking for no support. It is Jamaica, Project Jamaica. Thanks a lot, guys.
Ms. Calder, Calder, you want to ask Mr. Calder a question because I know she has to run now.
I can take another one.
Yeah, I will just say something quickly.
Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Happy holidays. Okay, Miss Calder.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I've noticed you've changed some of your wording And I was wondering if you are afraid of a lawsuit or whatever.
Yes.
But obviously, the money is missing. There's no receipts to substantiate.
Hello?
Can I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead. Turn off your TV in the background because you listen to whatever you're talking about and the TV's on. So you have to turn it off
Oh
and
man,
listen to us.
hold on. No, the TV was on.
Okay.
All right, are you hearing me good now?
Loud and clear
Sorry.
from Nickel Point to Moran Point. All God knows you're here.
Oh, Jeffrey, come on. All right. Yes, I say good evening to everyone and happy holidays.
Yes.
Okay, Miss Cardinal.
Yes.
I realize, yes, you have changed your wording since listening to you last week on Ratigan's show. And I was wondering to myself if you are, afraid of a lawsuit, or then you have realized that you might have made some mistakes in your investigation, and then, you coming out to, address the issue. Well, nothing is wrong. We are humans. If something like that has happened, and then you want the public to realize, and that you're being cautious. Nothing is wrong with that. But then, for sure, the money is missing, right? And there's no receipts to substantiate how the money was spent and what has become of those funds. And I'm wondering to myself if those who are responsible, if they might have done some frivolous spending, and did not do any venture while they were spending the money and whatever. And that would be sheer carelessness on their part to do something like that, because obviously it's taxpayers' money. And then the people must know how the money is spent and was spent.
All right.
So,
Okay.
wait, so let me finish up this, Jeffrey. So, why and what has caused the delay for them to come forward and either present receipts or to say how the money was spent before deep investigation, and next thing someone is caught in the cookie jar?
Right.
One's finger is caught in the cookie jar. Because obviously it's their right to come forward and say how the money is spent or what has happened. And then why did the Auditor General take so long, since you have mentioned that, how long money has been, unaccounted for? Why did that person took so long to come forward and say something? Perhaps it would have been so far spent.
All right, those are three good questions. Let me see how quickly I can get through them. The first question, I don't mind repeating it. I know some people join a little bit late, but I have answered it twice before in the show, and I don't mind repeating it. No, I am 100% certain that I cannot be sued, and I will not be sued. The words that I used, JAMP is not of the view that the word is incorrect. I have checked with accountants. I have checked with auditors just to make sure. Even today, before I came on the show, I called a company where they provide both accounting and auditing services, and I asked, did JAMP use an incorrect word? And the answer was no. I am asking everybody listening, I say it all the time, folks, don't take JAMP's word for nothing. I don't want you to take anybody's word for it. I want, when you hear the government speak, that you check. The opposition speak, that you check. When civil society speak, you fit check. Call your accounting friend, or just open up the phone book, call an accountant and ask them and see what answer you get. So I'm not afraid of a lawsuit. What I did not want to continue, when you heard me on Ratigan, we started a conversation with the listeners of his show. We wanted that conversation to continue. But that conversation wasn't continuing because the whole nation got caught up in a debate about the meaning of a word. And I believe that was distracting us from the more important thing. And so we wanted Jamaica to get on with the right conversation. So we thought, why should we sit here and continue to debate about the word? Mek we just change the word. Let's just use another word that really means the same thing, But people understand the word outstanding better, it seems, than the word unaccounted for. Outstanding is a word we use every day. So I said, I'm a board, say, you know what? Make we go to Jamaica and say, guys, let's just say the reports are outstanding. Because for us, it is the same meaning. That's what we meant by unaccounted for. We said to Jamaica, put the word unaccounted for in Google. What you're going to see come up? Not explained. Not explained, did not say what happened. That is it. As for the matter of the receipts, it is not accurate and factual to say the government does not have the receipts. If JAMP says the accounts are outstanding, it simply means they have not yet given the Auditor General the reports. It doesn't mean they can't. What JAMP is saying is that they must do them job. So give her the reports so that she can tell us that all is well or not. But because they haven't done it, doesn't mean that they can't, Jamaica. And I think that is a reasonable position until we hear otherwise. And the last thing is, we will know in another 3 weeks because the Auditor General will give us a new report and update us on the matter. Last thing you asked is, why did the Auditor General long? If for 10 years this happened, Miss Calder, what makes you sit down upon this? Jamaica, I'm here to tell you that the Auditor General has provided this report every single year to the Parliament of Jamaica. And that is why we as citizens decided that we have to say something. Because if our parliamentarians, which is our MP, JLP, PNP, if all of them get these reports every year and they have never made a big deal out of it, something is wrong. You understand what I'm saying, Jamaica? And it's not a party thing. It's both sides of the house, I believe, who has let us down in not doing their job, which is to ensure that the government provides the receipts and the reports to the Auditor General so the Auditor General can tell them, the Parliament, that everything is okay. So the Auditor General has faithfully said this every year. That is how we know, because we read our reports. And so we are inviting all Jamaicans to do what is your job, Jamaica. Is your money. Get a copy of the report. Come the second week in January. Read it and see for yourself. Don't gotta wait for JAMP. You don't need JAMP now. Now you have been empowered. You know when the report is due, December 31st. You know when your parliamentarian and your MP go and get it, the first or second Tuesday in January. If you ask the Parliament for a copy, you must get a copy of that report. It belongs to you, Jamaica. And so that is the position I'm ending on tonight. It is a position of empowerment to everybody who is listening. This report is about your business. You can get a copy. Don't wait on Jeffrey. Don't wait on Bill. Don't wait on Miss Calder. Mind your business, Jamaica. That is JAMP's slogan to Jamaica. But let us all come back and talk about it. And then with respect, let us go and talk to our parliamentarians about it. That's all I'm asking. God bless you all. I'm just sending love and peace in this Christmas, guys. And I think we're ending on a good note because for me, for too long, Jamaica has ignored these reports. And it is a good thing that we're ending 2024, even though some people are upset with me. It's okay. We will start 2025 on a better footing, Jeff. And we're looking at a better Jamaica if all of us begin to mind our business. One love.
Indeed. I want to say thanks to Ms. Jeanette Calder, Executive Director of JAMP, for coming on to the program. And let me say something here before I let Ms. Janet go off. Jeanette Calder came on to enlighten us. She did not have to go down the road she did. Because she came back home to Jamaica. And she saw what is going on in our country. She decided to take up this role. JAMP is not owned by the Jamaica Labour Party nor the People's National Party, nor the Labour Day Movement, the UIC. It's an independent organization. Independent from any government. Oh Lord, I have another call coming in. Lord of mercy.
Well, Jeffrey, listen. Jeffrey,
yes, ma'am.
I would say I think it is important. I will take the call. It's important.
Caller, welcome to the program. Whatever you have in the background, I can hardly hear, man. Turn on the thing in the background, please.
Yeah, them. I don't have nothing in the background.
You have me on speaker or something?
Yeah. No, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, them. I said, yeah, them.
Yeah.
No, I want to ask a question. Yeah, I listened to a program the other day, and I heard them say, they cost the country $42 billion.
Yeah.
Because
Talk to us now. Yes, we listen to you.
I listened to a program the other day, and I hear them say, billion cost the country $42 billion. Right? So, them say the previous hurricane didn't cost that much. So, for ones like the island who can't come to good, would it be a fair said if I said any one of them governments, this government handling the fit of the country's finances cause more damage to the country than the two last disaster?
All right, let me Miss Calder answer it. You have any more questions for her? Can I make you hang up and have her to answer you?
I want to listen to answer now. I know after that on the next call.
Yes, okay. And I wanna welcome my good friend Sir Robert Francis Smith. We have another program coming up with Mr. Smith on. Miss Calder, answer the question, please, ma'am. Go ahead.
You're gonna have to repeat it for me though, Jeff, because I had difficulty on my side hearing.
He's saying that if the money that he was sent to Beryl and all of that money is unaccountable for, he's saying that obviously the disaster, Beryl disaster is no disaster compared to this disaster of $3 trillion that is unaccountable for.
Well, I can say that the Beryl funds would not yet be audited. Remember, Beryl was this year, and remember we said in the beginning, Jeff, that auditing takes place after the financial year ends. So in this case, we can't speak definitely to what happened to the Beryl funds, but I would say to Jamaica that now we understand that we don't always get the reports, and the Auditor General don't always get the reports. We need to make sure that when the financial year end come March 31, we listen out. By the way, I want to say to the people listening that, do you know that you can write the Auditor General and ask her to audit the Beryl funds? Do you know? No, I want folks here to understand that when, for instance, I had organized that protest in 2014 because I was very upset when the NHT under the Portia Simpson-led administration spent $180 million buying a tourist facility when we had so many squatters in Jamaica. Jamaica wasn't happy. And when I organized that protest, the Auditor General saw that the people of Jamaica were upset and wanting to know what happened in the NHT. And that department went in, did the audit for us, Jeffrey, and came back out and gave us the answers that we needed.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I am saying that if this caller, for instance, hearing all of this and has a concern about his money, and he should be, I am telling you that this is a government department that is there to protect our funds and assets. And you go on the website of the Auditor General and send a letter to the Auditor General and say, Mrs. Ellis, me concerned about the Beryl funds, and I want you to audit it and tell me if everything did go right. Believe me, this is an institution that would respect that, and I deeply suspect would do it on behalf of the people. So I can't comment on Beryl because that has to be done after the year end. Yeah.
And I think why he go down that road, Ms. Calder, is because The people of St. Elizabeth have been calling my phone night and day pertaining to them not having any house to live in. There's a lady on the platform here now. That name Miss oh Lord, I remember her first name. She don't have a house, Jeanette. No house at all. And the Cayman Islands government gave the Jamaican government over 200 and something thousand US. That to mention what the American government have given to Jamaica.
Right.
And the people are getting their money. They're not getting nothing. They're getting no help.
And this is one of the, well, let me add, now that you've said that, I want to add something else. It is also true to say that depending on the circumstances and a program as important as this, where people are left homeless, an Auditor General can decide that she doesn't have to wait till the year done. She could actually go in now and audit it on behalf of the people of Jamaica. You understand what I'm saying? Jeff, you can ask, because when we had that situation with Otameni, she never waited until the year done. She moved in almost immediately after that protest. And 3 months later, we had the answers that we want. And what we found out is that the people of Jamaica were right. Yeah, we were not wrong about that decision that was made. Half of that board had to walk away from the NHT after that. People were held to account. And that's what we want now. So what I'm saying, Jeff, is, and what I'm saying to Jamaica, if that is true, don't sit down and wring your hands. We are paying the department or that Auditor General almost $1.2 billion this year to do this work on our behalf. So don't think you're too small to be heard. So Jeff, every time you could probably write to the Auditor General, Jeff, on behalf of all of them callers and say, AG, I get in a whole heap of these, is this something you're willing to look into?
Yes.
Yeah. Empowerment. Unless the people know this, the people can't get the benefits that they can from it. So I'm glad that caller called in and asked, so people know that this is something they can do.
Executive Director JAMP, thank you for coming onto the program. Ms. Calder, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Bless you. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate everybody who called in and asked questions. Every one of them questions, there was a good question. And I'm just looking forward to more of this kind of engagement, Jeff. Love talking to you, but I really like getting all the questions that I can field so that people leave your program knowing, say, them understand things a little bit better, because that is all JAMP is looking for. I say it every time. I think Will can bear me witness. My job is to make sure I am out of a job in the next 5 years. People supposed to understand the things them after we finish talking every time we have an opportunity, so that them no need to hear from Ms. Calder again. Them understand the runnings now, and that we want, right, Jeff?
True, indeed.
Until then, it was a pleasure. Take good care, everybody. I wish you a good Christmas and a happy New Year until we talk again. God bless.
Same to you on behalf of the Mek Wi Talk.
Bless you, Will. Take care, love.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jeanette Calder from JAMP, for coming onto the program here. Gracious
Jeffrey, look out for the link and the petition that I'm asking the citizens to make their voices heard on this matter. I'm going to send it to you.
Please send to my number right now, please. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have with us now a man of the moment himself, none other than Sir Robert Finzi Smith. Major Smith, welcome to the program, sir. Hold on for me. Hold on. I'm not hearing you. Go ahead.
I've been listening with interest. Unfortunately, my battery seems to be running down, so I'll have to make this as rapid as possible.
Yes.
I would like to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
I'd like to remind everybody who may not remember, who didn't know, the first governor of Jamaica was a pirate. And we have gone downhill ever since. So the mentality in Jamaica is almost steeped in a Nancyism. What can we get away with? I know you did something, and you know I did something, and when we change power, we swap innocence. We need to start putting people who are accountable in the proper housing that fits their accountability. Two things will happen. The state of your prisons will improve, because politicians would realize that it's a possibility they could end up there. And people will feel that you're never too big to go jail if you're thief. Once we get that into the psyche, a lot of things will change. But what brought me here this evening is theft. Theft of an interestingly cold-hearted one. Let me go through as quickly as I can. Do you remember there was a big to-do about a situation at a hotel on the North Coast? They were trying to label the owner operator as a racist and saying that he had very unkindly and out of sorts gotten rid of a waiter. Does
Yes.
that okay?
I remember that incident.
And somebody was them getting together to have a demonstration and all of that.
Right.
Ironically now, the world runs in interesting circles. And somebody recommended me to a lady abroad to assist in an investigation.
Mm-hmm.
This investigation, I won't be calling the lady's name, by the way.
Yes.
But this investigation came about because the lady is watching a number of blogs, including Andre's blog, felt very sorry for the gentleman who seemed to have been wronged,
Mm-hmm.
and decided to make a business decision as well as a philanthropic one.
Yeah.
So she went and borrowed, after discussion with this gentleman over line, borrowed something in the region of 32,000 US dollars.
Mm-hmm.
The deal was she was going to help him purchase a Noah.
That's a Noah motor car.
A Noah car, yeah.
Not Noah's Ark.
No, but it might as well have been when you're here. And he was going to become a Juta driver, have his own stuff, and monthly reimburse her little bit by little bit for the seed money. She thought it was a good idea that she would be making a little money on the side, and she would have given him a launch into his own self-sufficiency. He sent her pictures of the Noah and license plate, all kind of thing. Next thing is he sent a request for 2,000 US to obtain a Juta license.
That don't cost. Juta license don't cost 2,000 US.
No, but she don't know that. She sent down papers for him to sign, understanding, I sent you copies.
Yes,
Understanding that this was the deal between them, and monthly they would be getting reimbursed. He not only didn't purchase the Noah, he sent her pictures of the Noah I'm supposed to get, but he went and purchased what I'm calling them thing they know, a Toyota.
Toyota Crown.
Yes, hybrid. Wasn't doing any Juta work with it, and met in an accident. I'm not here to say whose fault not, but met in an accident and wrote off the vehicle. The lady still don't get a dime. So now, her co-worker came to Jamaica on vacation and carried documents for him to sign to ratify the agreement between them.
Mm-hmm.
He lived right next door to a justice of the peace.
Uh-huh.
And told her that he would have to go find one to ratify the document. And when he finished do that, he would send back the document to her.
Until now.
Until this moment in time. Further to this, him start to avoid her after a while. So now, in my pursuit of this gentleman, it suited me to find out who I'm dealing with. Here's what I discovered.
Mm-hmm.
He had worked at Secrets. He had worked at Sandals, the hotel that he had the altercation with. But both at Secrets and Sandals, he had very similar altercations along the same lines as he claims to have had with the S Hotel owner.
Mm-hmm.
So his behavior seemed to be of a serial nature.
Well, I'm listening to you. I'm trying to get the pictures to put up on here.
Okay. Therefore, I know trying to find him.
Mm.
I think he got a hold of another vehicle and crashed that too. And then he sold the vehicles as crashed items and disappeared. Don't send the lady a dime. Now, bear in mind, this lady is a humble lady working, I think, in a hospital in the States and having to pay the loan every month and not getting a dime back.
Hmm.
I dig a little deeper only to find that this gentleman has a way of making people part with their money on the basis of promises, which he never fulfills. And there's at least one document I sent you where, in trying to be a tour operator, he relieved his clients of certain items of value. Then people started closing in on him because nobody making a police report. He then gets up and sells what I call a cock and bull story of some altercation with somebody over a gun, and then claim to have been placed under police protection as a result of this altercation.
Oh.
Yes. I can't find anything that says this is so. And I'm not going to tell you where I found him, because if it is so, I won't be setting him up as a target for who might be looking for him. That type of thing happens too much in this country.
And that is why I can't put up the pictures on the thing here either.
No, because if his name comes up on it, you'll see. But I sent you the document so you could say I wasn't just
right. I know.
Giving you what?
Hold on for me just a minute. I think our sorry, we're gonna have to go right in.
Yeah. Bobby, where you say, man? We need to talk.
Yes.
But yeah, life look like it good with you, man.
No, it's just that I learned to duck.
Right. But we have to talk. No, you're available later on tonight, or you're gonna call it tomorrow?
You can call me later on tonight when I finish with this. I'm not
Okay,
staying much
no
longer.
Yeah. People, mess up on yourself. I have to run now for my Monday meeting. Jeffrey, big up yourself. We talk later.
Blessed.
Thank you for coming on, my good friend. Thank you for coming on. Listen, go ahead.
There are two things that I want to make clear before I depart your platform. One, my investigation has indicated that his claims about his treatment at the S Hotel property are groundless and very calculated.
Mm-hmm.
And he has had the same type of behavior at two other hotels.
Mm-hmm.
He, at one stage, was making grand claims of bad treatment, but he also didn't point out that his resume turning to get employment at the other hotels was falsified and ignored things that had happened that would have caused him to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he goes one place, pretty talk, back, does something, finally they catch up with him. He claims victimization and cuts.
So hold on for a minute. So it seems as if a lot of Jamaican young men one day they study, but first I'm saying, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Call this program one time and say you want shoes and you want this and you want that.
Yes.
And if you're listening to me, Liverpool more, listen to me.
Yes.
You think I'm joking with you? Because I don't hear me say anything? You have some people who call programs like my own with their cock and bull as if the whole world coming apart for them. And when
Mm-hmm.
they hard earn money, but I'm telling you something. A lot of Jamaicans do not know that many of us have to work hard in snow, 3-4 jobs,
Mm-hmm.
what to make ends meet. And there's a bunch of set of damn scammers. And there's a set of bunch of damn scammers.
And want to earn money by being a Nancy.
Find him and lock up him backside, Princess Smith.
Well, I think the charges and other things are pending, but I just wanted to make certain that certain things are placed on the table.
Yes.
One, he has defrauded this lady from the States, 32,000 US,
Whoa.
and shows no intentions. As a matter of fact, he almost get the dealer who sold him the vehicle in trouble because the lady had spoken to the dealer previously about the arrangement to purchase the vehicle. And what she understands was purchased have nothing to do with what the discussion was.
Jesus, have his mercy, dear God.
It is also my understanding he's now driving a far less pretty car, but that again was obtained by conning somebody out of the money for it. There are hoteliers who worked hard and long to get their properties and their businesses up and running. And at least one that I know of, he has totally attempted to besmirch, and Jamaicans like to believe bad stories about other people.
Yes.
But
That is our thing. We love to believe dirty story. And when we're talking truth, they don't want us to the truth.
If you don't go set nearly go, sir.
Right. They don't want us to the truth. What they want to listen to is gossip. Jamaicans love gossip.
Mhm.
That's what's going on over here. We have 10,000 people listen to the gossip.
Mhm. And what I'm telling you now is, this has been a very exhaustive investigation.
Yes.
The hotel that brought him to prominence, his version of what happened couldn't be further from the truth.
My God in heaven.
But in Jamaica, if you appear to come from a different, uptown or whatever, people want to believe that the person who they are saying this about, it's true, and it's not. Not in my. I have done investigation well almost a year, and I'm openly saying I sympathize with the original owner because he has apparently gone through a whole heap of character assassination from someone who has done this to others before.
You know something, Sir Smith?
Mm-hmm.
Jamaicans on a whole, they love to assassinate other people's character.
Yes.
On social media. We love that. And when we hear something about a Jeffrey Tavares, a Wilfred Rattigan, or a Princess Smith, oh Lord, it's Bible and verse. Because, yes, and I hear that going on, that's up. That is what we love. We just love gossip. And we not change from the gossip and the homongering. Smith, and listen to me. Final lock up in behind.
I am now attempting to organize through some philanthropic gentlemen to find a way to assist this lady in taking her life out of the ruin.
Jesus.
Every month she pays that loan, that non-performing loan.
Jamaicans.
And this guy has immensely just left her in the dust.
Jamaicans and other people living overseas. Do not, when they call out some cock and bull story, that is why I don't come back on this program and beg nobody nothing. Because you have some nasty, dirty Jamaicans don't want to go and scam people.
I spoke to the original gentleman that he was besmirched. And he's a decent, upstanding, strong businessman. But the pain in this person's eyes as to what the impression on him was generated by that incident is palpable.
I know what it's like. I know what it's like.
When I tell you who you're dealing with, when I said to this gentleman, you want me to lay it out chapter and verse? He said, no, sir. The facts are the facts. The truth will come out. And I don't want to appear to further be attacking this man. I just want the truth. I am here to say the truth. There's no resemblance to the accusation.
You know, so Spencer Smith, I'm pretty much sure you're aware of how people wanted to assassinate my character here on social media and Wilfred Rattigan. Our own Jamaicans.
One of them live in London.
Huh?
One of them live in London.
Oh, yes.
The one who figures that no one knows his address.
Him same one. And
Yeah.
one live in Washington, D.C.
I am somewhat associated with, yes. I know who you're talking.
And they tried to assassinate my character. When my wife and my family members see that, they were like, what the hell is going on here? They begged me to come off of social media. I said, no, I'm going to stay on there. You have some...
that is what people want. That is what those people want, to have you run.
I'm not running. Because I know what they were trying to do was not true. That was not true one bit.
Well, I'll finish on this note.
Go ahead.
Not trying to think. Some things happen in Jamaica sometimes, and you hear about killings, shootings, and people say, my God, how could they have done that to him? I hope sincerely this young man does not cross the wrong line in the wrong company with the same behavior, because he could very well be a victim of what I call jungle justice. Those people have no business and no time for the court or police station. And it's a very unconscionable thing to have done to this lady. Do the math, $32,000 US.
$32,000 US.
And he feels comfortable to have done that to her.
They must find man lock him up. 32,000 US times 157. My God in heaven. $500,000.
Yes.
I wonder if these people know how hard it work. You get up 5 o'clock a man in time for get one local bus or the train. I live in London, look at me one time, Mr. Jeffrey. Sometime I want to pee, I have a piss in the I forgot to hear the pan. I have to pee in my clothes because it's so cold. And we nasty, dirty Jamaicans who want begs to come on my platform. We are some Jamaicans who are damn scammers.
Well, the other reason I'm here is that because of his modus operandi, I think him don't give a damn, and he's going to try it with somebody else soon.
Oh.
So I would like people they can do their research. They'll find out who the subject is. And I am just putting out a warning to people who may feel that them want to have them hearts warm and their pockets cold. You know, don't be caught by it.
Please,
Don't.
Jamaicans, please do not be caught up by family members and friends. You tell a lot of things hard down, yeah. Say, well, come back, I taxi now. Not do it. Do not do it. Not tell nobody to put on phone either.
But this man not only spun a tale like that, he besmirched a very respectable part of the society in doing so.
The tourism sector.
Yes. 3 large properties. Which is why when people are not getting paid properly and they're trying to get their proper due, some people wholehearted because they have people like him who quote him, who mess up the system.
Yes, yes, yes. Let me say something here on this platform here. I was advised by an attorney not to put up his picture on my platform, so I will not do so.
Good.
I will not do so. I was advised by the attorney of this program not to put up his photograph on my platform, so I will not do so.
And I agree. My thing is, Jamaicans are very good at research.
Oh, yes.
They will know who we speak of. And if he pushes up his head to say something, my thing to him is this: pay the lady her $32,000 with interest because she's been paying interest.
You see, I see something here. These young people now want to work, you know. All they want is going and flash with Hennessy and boom. I have crown car, I can't have a drop and down with young girl in a hit. Tell you something, you know. So, you know, sir, some of it overseas cause all of this too. Because some of it with a credit card and a max out with credit card, things are going on foreign, man. I'm going to buy Hennessy, take Hennessy to wash money. When people start scamming, we cause it. We Jamaicans cause it.
Or come for a holiday where all the jewelry you could have purchased.
There you go. Because we want to bust a firing with it.
Yeah, man.
It's a disgrace, though. And I pray and hope they find him and that lady get back her $30,000. Which of that is, I don't think it's
there are people here looking and listening and know where to find him. I'll let you into a secret. So do I.
Oh.
So, young man, where you're currently holed up isn't that safe anymore.
Jesus have his mercy, dear God.
Jamaica isn't that big, son. And your methodology has caught up with you.
This woman saw and think that he wanted genuine help.
Yes. And his baby mother and his baby, and she went all out.
Hold on. It sounds like the same one from Portmore. Who called this program here? So him a chef. Yes, I say one money if you buy 2 black pants and 1 shoes. And my good friend, me can't call name. My good friend Christopher send money go give him. Because he wanted to buy some pots and pan. Then just to find him.
It's my intention. What you're trying to do is find out what criminal charges based on the circumstances that can be effectively laid, not just laying and making get her. Effectively laid. Obtaining money under false pretenses.
People like those Robert Finzi Smith must not see the light of day. It's him same one saying him pick me one this and him pick me one that. That
You
nah.
you're old enough to remember a song called Harry Hippie?
Sing a song for me. I don't remember.
Said, Harry Hippie lies asleep in the shade. Life don't bug him because he thinks he got it made. Never
Don't
worry about anything in particular. You can catch him sleeping from sunrise to sunset.
hold on
I
there.
like to come when he's down, but I can't help you, Harry, if you're on the ground. Sorry,
Hold
Harry.
on there. Hold on there. I have a call. Caller, welcome to the program. You're live.
Yes, sir. I'm listening to your program from Canada.
Yes.
And I have the same situation. We rent a house to a gentleman in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And we went back down there. The house was gone, the car gone, everything gone.
The house gone too?
No, the house, every furniture out of the house, everything gone out of the house, and the car was sold.
Well, his cell phone, okay?
Yes.
Yes.
So when him get caretaker for selling your car?
You don't need a title. You just want to sell the car for the parts.
And you went to get the paper signed, and the gentleman wouldn't sign it. I was down there 4 weeks ago.
So
And the car disappeared and everything at the house.
So where is he? You can't find him.
He's in Jamaica as well.
You want to investigate if what's going there?
Well, we don't know where he is, but we know he's in Jamaica.
What a wicked set of people.
And we rented the house for 4 years.
Uh-huh.
It's 2 houses in one complex.
Yes.
And he didn't pay the rent for about 2 years. And then we were down there about 2 weeks ago. All the furniture in my mother-in-law house gone.
So why didn't you kick him out from the beginning?
Because she's living in England.
After one, you're not paying your rent. You should have kicked him out.
Well, the way the law said we have to be down there to sign papers to get rid of him.
So
You can appoint somebody to be your executor here.
Yeah, that's what they said. We have to get someone down there to get rid of him. But by the time we went down there, nothing in the house, and the car what we had on the driveway, he sold it.
Jeffrey, you have my permission to give the gentleman my contact numbers if he wishes to have a discussion.
I will do so. You hear that, sir?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, I will give you Sir Robert Francis' number, and then you can speak to him, right?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
But one thing I want to tell you though, not send your hard-earned money go down there.
No.
Make everybody the scam.
Well, put it this way: I've got a piece of land down there.
Sell it.
And I'm gonna try to sell it, but I don't know how to do it.
Robert, can you but before you sell it though, find out if some people in Parliament, if they have a fire though.
I want somebody who I can trust. I can authorize to sell it.
Well, this man here, Robert Francis Smith, you can trust him. From me, you can trust this man.
Okay, all right.
When you finish, I'm gonna give it. Matter of fact, when the program finish, you call me and I'll give Robert Francis Smith number.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right, but remember, I'm gonna tell you, find out if I still have the land. If Parliament not keep the land priority.
I'm getting it registered right now.
Who pay taxes on the land? You?
Yeah.
When last?
Well, actually, when we bought the land, my mother, the people that we bought the land from, because it wasn't registered to me, they were paying the taxes.
Oh.
Who is paying it now?
The person died.
Who is paying it now?
Well, No one is paying it now because I'm admin registered
Oh,
into my name.
you sure? You sure some people in Parliament not take it from you?
Well, I don't think so because I have it registered right now in the court.
All when they register, they can't take it from you, you know.
Let him talk. Let him
We
talk.
discuss it after here.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Give me my Princess Smith number. Call me when the program is finished, all right?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Coming up, Robert.
Told you, the first governor of Jamaica was a pirate. Not much has changed.
Then, Sir Smith,
Mhm.
what is going on in the country now, sir? Government, they go on with their nastiness. People don't want what they want for them nastiness. They call people and tell us, oh, you win lotto when you know you're not buying a lotto number. And when they find I say, they catch up on them. They come on this program. No, call me. No, call this program. So no want this, no want that. I'm not helping nobody. I know who to help. No, don't call this program. So no want to help. There's a bunch of damn thief and scammer. Do not call my program to no help. You're not helping no.
Jeff, I have to go before this battery runs flat.
All right, Sir Smith.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
There's a bunch of set of damn teeth. It's the same one who called this program and we serve for him. Say you want a job, you damn thief. You don't know how hard people work up here? They pay light bill, water bill, and all kind of bills. And people up here serve for you. And still come and go to scam people same way. But look what no. No, call the Mek Wi Talk program and I help nobody. But follow me in a feeling sometimes I don't help a damn soul. My heart too soft on a bunch of damn criminals, you know. Robert Fields must find that damn thief. It's him saying one call this program from Portmore. Tell one woman saying there is hug. Listen to me. And tell the lady, like I talk some sitting tonight here. He told the lady that he want to raise some pigs. The lady here on this program here. Get in contact with him. Say want to raise some pigs. Until we put the program say want to do chef work. A good friend of mine said to Mr. Jeffrey, give me the number. They call him. Give him money to go buy pot and pan. No pot and pan no buy. Tell the lady say can't raise chicken and hog. The word is pig, Jeffrey, me ever say about hog. And I don't know you don't buy no pig for raise the pig them. You go to somebody's farm, go take picture with farm with pig and say for him them. When you live life, tell the lady about no F Mr. Tavares. F the program. Make I ever catch you. You will see who Jeffrey Tavares is. I want to see me so on think Mr. a very light person. They must find him. Jamaicans overseas. No sending the money go down there. Up ahead the scam and lower ahead the scam. Who not scam land? The scam money. Who not scam money? Jeffrey, behave yourself tonight. Bunch of set of damn thieves. This woman took up her $32,000 to help this damn thief. Eh? You don't know how hard it is to save a $10,000. people that work. No money in the past street in the United States, not nowhere else. No money in the past street. Some Jamaicans never work out 3-4 jobs to make ends meet. It works in the healthcare. And when we see it fit, we say, okay, we're going to help somebody. But I tell you something, if you think something that use we, who would try help you to make a sad mistake, karma shall be on the portion. Karma shall be on the portion. Like how karma shall be the government of Jamaica portion. But you don't call the Mek Wi Talk program and not helping nobody. I will know who to help. So you gonna call till thy kingdom come, but Lord, me hung down the dead. Go pick some for the GG tree. Go and pick some ackee off of the conventional tree. Since you're hungry, but don't call spoke us hungry, because you're not helping nobody. And not helping no one. It hurts. You're up here working. And you come on a program and somebody call and say, boy, Mr. Tavares, I want a job, but I can't get a job because I have no shoes. Huh? And you feel so compelled to help. When I lie to tell. This woman here, this same thief, this same criminal, can use the same story so how hotel kick him out because he not try to help guests when it's the other way around, and we fall for his lioness and his steepness. Don't no call the program, you know, because I don't want nobody drag my name through no mud. Two names that I hold dearly. Tavares, Reynolds, Arthurs, and Thompson. Tavares, Reynolds, Arthurs, and Thompson. Those 4 names I hold dearly. So you don't call this program. But you don't nasty, dirty lie. And one more thing also to Jamaicans. Do not give anybody no money who come to us so they can get visa for you. Not go so. The United States, nobody in Jamaica have no contact in the United States Embassy. Not go so. Stop going people no money but they can get visa for you. Not go so. Nobody in Jamaica have contact in the British Embassy, the Canadian Embassy, the American Embassy, no embassy. When you go to the American Embassy and the embassy in Jamaica, it is not a right for you to get a visa either. It's a privilege. So no matter think they must give it a visa. No. It is a privilege, not a right. Bunch of set of damn liars and thieves. But you can't get people visa. Jamaicans and the sound of my voice and other people, nobody don't have any contact in the American Embassy in Jamaica to get a visa. Stop give people no money to get no visa, not no go so. Stop it. And Jamaicans stop fall for these people. But no, Lord, me want to work and me want a pair of shoes. I want to tear up but the pants me have and I want brief me have nothing no go, so them is a bunch of liars and scammers. Look at Miss Daphne who want a house and can't get the house because nasty dirty scammers like them. And I can behave myself because I don't want to think the program going into a different area. My fellow Jamaicans, thank you all for coming on. It was a great program. Lovely program. until I go to a different angle with this thing. I don't like people say so. Jamaicans love to discredit other people's name and drag other people's name through the mud. They don't know no truth to nothing. And they love to do that. And there are some young men who know how to work. Santa Claus hat, Santa Claus, he hat, you see. Air conditioner, but he hat, you see. The hat, make your head hot. They don't want to work. All they want to do is go around and scam people. And believe that everything is okay when they go around and scam people. They don't want to work. I want to say thank you all very much for staying on this program. Thank you all very much. I appreciate every single one of you for coming on. Whether you subscribe to the channel or not, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. From my wife, from the Mek Wi Talk program, I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year when it comes. Thank you all very much for continue supporting this program here. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. God keep you all. May you all have a very Merry Christmas. Remember those who don't have anything to eat. If you can give somebody a plate of food, please do so. Please be respectful and be loving to each other. As I always say, Jamaica must come first. The change that we seek in this country will never come from the two political parties in Jamaica. It has to come from us as a people. As we leave you tonight at 9:06 p.m. this Monday night, continue to pray for our island Jamaica. Continue all very much to pray for our island Jamaica. And we must lift our hat to people like Jeanette Calder, who is not on the gala by anybody. I know Miss Calder. I know her. Nobody can buy Jeanette Calder. See, when nobody can buy me, I Ratigan out. Nobody, no Labour Party government, no PNP, no UIC, no National Democratic Movement never dare move. I hit upon life support according to the chairman. Cannot buy me out. I will stand and continue to stand for the poor people of Jamaica. Because I know what it's like to be hungry. I know what it's like to have a roof over my head. I know what it's like. So we'll continue to fight for the poor class of Jamaica. Miss Daphne, you're in the chat room, Miss Daphne. Hold your faith, darling. The God that we pray to will never leave you nor forsake you. And I know you will get through with your home. I know you will. By the help of Almighty God, you will get a roof over your head. Jamaicans from all walks of life, we're ready to stand watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. This is the Mek Wi Talk program saying thank you all very much for coming on. Somebody say I must play this before I go. I'm going to play it before I go. Thank you all very much for coming on. God bless you. And may God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. If I don't see you before Christmas, have a very Merry Christmas. And if I don't see you before the New Year, have a Happy New Year. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Mek Wi Talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, Mek Wi Talk. Mek Wi Talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Mek Wi Talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Mek Wi Talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, Mek Wi Talk. Mek Wi Talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Mek Wi Talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Mek Wi Talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, Mek Wi Talk. Mek Wi Talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Mek Wi Talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Mek Wi Talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, Mek Wi Talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, Mek Wi Talk. Mek Wi Talk.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, Mek Wi Talk, my people, Mek Wi Talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Mek Wi Talk, people, Mek Wi Talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, Mek Wi Talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Mek Wi Talk.